How's it going, everyone? I'm TheGamingRaptor, and in today's video I will be going over the Jiang Jun in For Honor of 2024. Jiang Jun is a very interesting hybrid in the game. He's a difficulty of hard, and he has many, and I mean many, zone attacks and dodge attacks to mix his opponents up professionally. Yes. But in today's video, I will go over his entire moveset, and I will go over his feats and gear perks, and I will also show you guys some gameplay of the Jiang Jun to help you understand this Grandpa Jiang Jun in For Honor. But if this video does help you, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to join the Raptor Pack. But without further ado, let's get straight into the guide. Here we go. Alright, so looking over Jiang Jun, we're gonna first talk about his opener, which is the Mighty Kick. Now, the Mighty Kick is like a front forward X attack. So basically, you will move up forward and press X or guard break if you're on a different console or platform, and you press a light right after that will guarantee you a light. That's pretty much what the Mighty Kick is. And honestly, it's one of my favorite things to do with JJ. You can also mix it up in mid combo if you want to, like after that unblockable heavy, you can go straight into the Mighty Kick, which sometimes I like to do. But what it can confirm, but what I can say is that it confirms a light right after, and you can continue your combo if you want to. Alright, the next thing we'll go over for Jiang Jun is his dodge attacks. Now, Jiang Jun does have dodge attacks in his kit that deal 22 damage on the left and right sides, and they only cost 12 stamina on both sides. And also with Jiang Jun's side dodge attacks, you can do a light in mid animation of the side dodges. You have to do a side dodge heavy, and then you have to press the light button in the mid animation of it to do a light. It does around 12 damage, and it does cost 21 stamina, so be careful with it. And also, Jiang Jun does have a front forward dodge heavy as well, which is really good to close in the distance or whatnot. So if you were like back here a bit, you can use this to close distance, and you can get a little chain after. So it's kind of a win-win situation with this, and you can go for unblockable if you want to, so that's cool too. Also, one little thing is that Jiang Jun also goes for his unblockables right on the heavy, so after a light you can go straight for a heavy, which will go into an unblockable on all sides. And relatively all sides, well, not all sides, but the two sides, the right and left side, they do 28 damage for the unblockable. On top, it does 30 damage. Alright, the next thing that we'll go over is Jiang Jun's Sifu Poise. Now for this, I will have to waste my stamina with Jiang Jun just to show you guys.
A few moments later.
Alright, since I'm out of stamina, you'll see here, if I go into the poise, I regain my stamina. That's the thing that Jiang Jun can do within this kit. Now, you will have to be careful whenever you're in this stance, because you are vulnerable to a guard break. So you'll basically, the opponent will get a free guard break if you're in this. So you want to use it wisely. Now, you can use it in a way where if the opponent throws their attack, you can use it as like Nabushi's stance as well, where you can dodge it as well. Alright, the next thing we'll go over for Jiang Jun is Sifu's Swirl, which is basically the zone while in the Sifu stance. Basically this zone here. So the way you do the zone is by pressing both heavy and light at the same time. If you're on a different platform like PC and PlayStation, it's the same thing as you press the light and heavy at the same time, and you can get the zone out while in the stance. And also Jiang Jun's zone, this is a different variation on the zone. It's just the regular zone. It does around 16 damage. It's like it does it on the right side. It's a heavy, and it does cost 60 stamina, which I don't know why it costs 60 stamina, because that is a lot of stamina for Jiang Jun. Like, I feel like they need to like buff that stamina for the zone, because that's too much stamina just to lose on Jiang Jun, really. Alrighty, so next we're gonna go over Jiang Jun's parry repulse, basically the choke and also the swirl, which is the zone after the parry counter. So I'm gonna just tell y'all that the choke itself, it doesn't drain stamina like it used to do. Now, it can get a wall splat. And the next one is the parry counter into zone. Now, when you do the parry counter in the zone, I highly recommend doing this if you're in an anti-gank situation. That's pretty much what the zone is after a parry counter, because with the zone and during this parry counter, you can go for anything you want to, honestly. You can go for heavy, light, whatever. Try to just stay alive if you can whenever you're trying to get ganked. But you can also use this in 1v1 situations too. If you want to finish your opponent off, you definitely can, but it's highly up to you. And also, a little neat thing for Jiang Jun is that he can also soft feint mid animation as well. So he can just literally press X while in the mid animation of that unblockable. You just press X or guard break, and you'll be able to go for a guard break in mid animation. And the last thing is Jiang Jun's running attack, which his running attack is basically just like that. It does around 2 heavies if you land them both. That's around 45 damage. So honestly, not that bad of a running heavy. But yeah, that's going to be doing it for the moveset. Now we're going to go ahead and go straight into some combos that I know for Jiang Jun. Here we go. Okay, so this first combo is a bit simple. So basically, I go for light into heavy, feinting it into the kick, and go for a light. The next one I like to do is backstep light into heavy, feint to the kick, and then let this fly. Sometimes I'll do that, just letting my stuff fly a little bit, because I don't know if the opponent's going to be parrying it or whatnot, but it's highly optional to go for that final unblockable top heavy. That's highly optional. I mean, you don't have to go for it. You can also feint it if you want to, and you can get something else if you really want to. Alright, so the next one, I go for mainly the zone, into light, into Sifu, go for another zone, and into another light. Now going for the Sifu zone, be careful when going for the zone, because sometimes people will try to parry that one, so you just want to be careful. You can get out of Sifu stance and go for something else if you want to. So this next one's just regularly with the heavies. So if I feel like I just want to be ballsy and throw my heavies out, then I will, and then go for a guard break into a light right after. So that's going to pretty much be it for the combos that I know with Jiang Jun. Now you can always come up with your own combos to make work for you. Honestly, it's up to you on what kind of playstyle you want to go with for your Jiang Jun playstyle. But now we're going to go into the feats and the good old gear perks for the Jiang Jun. Here we go. Okay guys, so I'm going to be doing an overview of the feats. Now I will have the link for the information hub down below in the description if you want to look at all the information for the feats. Okay, so for the first one we got against all odds. Nearby allies do more damage the more enemies are around. Then for the second one we got deadly. This is a passive. Attacks deal slightly more damage every 3 seconds. Then for the third one we got speed revive. It's more of a passive. Rapidly revive fallen allies. Then for tier 2, for the first one we have benefaction. It's a passive. Nearby allies benefit from Sifu's poise. Effect depends on how long the stance is held. Then for the second one we got inspire. Allies and yourself deal more damage. Soldiers, they will fight faster. Then for the third one we got execution for spite. It's a passive. When executing an enemy hero, you gain an extra amount of health based on the execution's duration. Then for tier 3, for the first one we got soothing mist. Heals allies in an area of effect based on how many enemies are around. Then for the second one we got tough as nails as a passive, raises max health when unlocked. Then for the third one we got second wind. You basically recover some health. Then for tier 4, first feat, we have fiery barrage. You leave fiery sparks around the target that stuns all enemies who cross it. Then for the second one we got fire flask. You throw a projectile creating a fire effect over an area. Then for the third one and final one, for the feats, we have phalanx. You grant a shield to all alive teammates, yourself included. Alright, now we're going to go over the gear perks for the Jiang Jun. So for the first one we got remedy. Upon hero kill, heal plus 10 health. Then for the second one we got bastion. When in a zone or carrying a banner / offering, gain 10% damage resistance. Then for the third one we got feline agility. When gaining a renown level, gain 4% movement speed for each first, then 2% for each subsequent level. Then for the fourth one we got vengeful barrier. When exiting revenge, gain a temporary plus 25 shield. And then for the fifth one we got last stand. When in critical health, gain 40% damage resistance. And then for the sixth one we got bulk up. When gaining a renown level, increase max health by +4. And then for the seventh one we got rising dawn. Revive allies to 75% health. Now again, if you want the information for all of these feats and the gear perks, I will have the information hub link in the description below. That way you guys can go check out the information for yourselves and play Dark Souls.
You captured Zone C.
Mm-hmm.
You lost Zone A.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You captured Zone A.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rain fire.
Yep.
Enemy team is breaking.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, so with Jiang Jun, in my opinion, he is a very difficult hybrid. Once you run out of stamina, you have to go into Sifu stance, which is still vulnerable to a guard break. So you would need to watch your stamina, because if you don't, you will take a lot of damage and lose your match, uninstall your game, and go cry in the corner by yourself and not even try to just get back on the game ever again. But overall, I don't think Jiang Jun isn't that bad, honestly. Just once you understand the use of your stamina and using it wisely and not overdo it, you'll honestly be fine with them. And yeah, that's going to do it for this Jiang Jun guide. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if it did help you, please consider subscribing and liking the video too. Also, I do want to ask you guys, if you wanted to play with Jiang Jun, how would you play with Jiang Jun? Would you play him more aggressively, defensively, or just both? Let me know in the comments down below. But with that being said, I'm TheGamingRaptor. I will see you guys in the next video.